I had a son my freshman year. And my second year, my brother got killed. I broke my ankle also after the 6th game. In my freshman year, I didn't get redshirted. There is no Hall of Famer without very good players. There are no stars in college without very good teammates.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy, Freddie Stevenson from Trials of Triumph, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported our most recent episodes with college football legend Charlie Ward and Washington Commanders receiver Jalen Lane. If you haven't checked them out, make sure to go check them out. That being said, we have another powerful episode coming up this week with Florida State legend and NFL vet Corey Fuller. But listen to me, man. If you're a coach or if you're a mentor, this is a video that you need to be showing to your young leaders because it was powerful about overcoming adversity and all the things that our young leaders need to know on their journey in this path to greatness. But before we get into this, I would love to thank our sponsors, T1RX, Indie Atlantic Films, and Concord Coffee. Listen, buckle up, pay attention, and have your sound all the way up because this episode is powerful and life-changing. Let's get it, man.
Man, I appreciate you pulling up on us. I know y'all very busy at this time, but you're just a person I got a high level of respect for doing what you did at Florida State in the league, but just really the man that you are, how you've been able to overcome adversity. So just being able to sit down with you is an honor.
Right. Well, man, it's always a pleasure to be able to share my story, definitely with a Seminole brother and a little brother that's out here trying to forge a new lane after football life. You know, so I see the things you do, and I respect what you do, and I respect how you're trying to build up your community through your story and your trials and tribulations and everything. So I'm grateful for this opportunity. So let's get into it and see if we can help somebody else.
Yes, sir. So you're actually a local guy from Tallahassee, Florida.
Yeah, I'm homegrown on the South Side. I grew up in the projects, single mother. I had a brother who got killed at 18. Went to Rickards, went to Fairview and Hartsville Elementary School. I'm a public school kid, food stamp recipient, welfare baby, all that stuff that's not supposed to be good. All the things and places where they say you ain't supposed to make it from, that's where I'm from.
Growing up early on, getting into sports, did you grow up an FSU fan or not really?
No, I was playing football, man, to be honest, man. My high school coach, coming out of my 9th grade year, because I played varsity, he looked at me and said, you know you can go to college. I said, Coach, college? He said it again. He said, Corey, you can go to college. I looked at him, I saw the look in his eyes, but I said, Coach, where I'm from, people don't go to college. Never had an example of it, you know. Never had a role model in the direct family, more or less talked about doing schoolwork or passing a test. So I was playing football because I always was just really good in the neighborhood, better than everybody. I played park and rec football, all that stuff. I played football structurally all the way up, but skills was developed in the neighborhood. So we never heard guys talking about going to college. So that wasn't like a big thing for me. But when my coach said it to me, and the second time I saw the look in his eyes, I knew that was my opportunity to get out, to make a change. And so that second time when he said, you can go to college, it hit me. That night I went home and prayed to God and told him I'm gonna put my best foot forward. And I did. And it turned out way beyond my dream. It turned out to be not a lifesaver, but a game changer. Coaches and teachers saved my life. Mothers and grandma prayers kept my life covered. Because my mother didn't start going to my games till my end of my 10th grade year. I'm talking about from Pee Wee all the way to high school. So it was coaches and teachers and homeboys that was doing wrong, that saw me doing right, that always told me to go the other way. So the reality of it is that just that one trigger of conversation has me where I'm at in life today, and what I've done and what I will continue to do with my high school head coach, Mike Hickman.
It's a blessing. Kind of talk about your time when you ultimately got the opportunity to make it to Florida State. The coaches that, you know, were able to make an impact on you, the Bobby Bowdens, the Mickey Andrews.
So my high school coach, I'm gonna go back to that too a little bit. It wasn't just Coach Andrew. My track high school coach was Willie Williams. This man made a tremendous impact on my life. He was a science teacher, so he was a stickler for schoolwork. But he was one of the first black role models that I really looked up to because he was married, he had his own kids. So that was the first version of I saw of a nuclear family for black men that actually poured into me. And so he was a big piece of the puzzle. When I got to Florida State, Coach Andrews, Chuck Amato recruited me.
Okay.
Coach Andrews was my defensive back coach. And Coach Bound was the leader. So all of them in different light had different things that they brought to the development and the upbringing of me from a boy to a young man into a man. But all of them had tremendous impact. Coach Bound, heart in the way he led, a man that feared God, a man that loved God. I learned that from just watching, because I'm a defensive guy. Mickey Andrews' tenacity for greatness and getting it out of you every day taught me what it was to be resilient. Chuck Amato, he loved me because he recruited me. And his family was the second nuclear family that I saw that didn't look like me, that made an impact. And so with all three of those coaches and the formula that you put into like a pot of gumbo, and it just, they cooked me on me for 5 years, because I was here 5 years due to injury and stuff. It really helped me become who I am today. My community made me want to give back, but coaches made me want to make an impact.
You talked about losing your brother and, you know, the injuries, dealing with the injuries in college. How were you able to push through the adversity during that time?
Man, my first year I had a son, and this is deep. And I had a son my freshman year, and I talk about him a little bit down the line. My second year, my brother got killed. I broke my ankle also after the 6th game in my freshman year. I didn't get redshirted. And then I come back, and I'm behind the guys that got redshirted. Like, it was the craziest stuff. And I thank God the transfer portal went around, because I don't know who I would be, what I would be, if I'm not Florida State. And so the portal would have had opportunities for me to leave, because what I saw I didn't like. But what I didn't do, I didn't get jealous or envy of my teammates. I kept working. My 3rd year, I was rated the #1 nickel bank in college football. So I'm on the map. I went in there and told them I'm gonna leave, because I ran track here too. I was big, I was fast, I was physical. I knew that all I wanted to do was get drafted. Because I didn't even know as a boy. My dream team was the Dallas Cowboys. I didn't know as a boy that you even can go to the NFL. I didn't know nothing about no college, like I said. So I just knew I wanted to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I didn't know pro players got paid, because there wasn't no social media. There wasn't all the stuff you can go Google and look at somebody's house and cars. So my 3rd year come up, they tell me to stay. I stay. Going into my senior year, I blow my knee out. Now, I played in 41 games. I didn't actually start till my 5th year in college, because I blew my ACL out, and they rehabbed me for almost 18 months, because we was coming back with just Cliff, because Corey Sawyer went pro early. He got drafted in the 4th round. Cliff was All-American. We had no other cornerback that was ready to play besides me, because I had the most experience. So I ended up starting. So I rehabbed 18 months, came off. Like at 5 months, I ran 4.41. Because back in the old days, the pros used to time us. So I was a rated #4 cornerback, had never started in college by the NFL process. After I rehabbed and my knee and everything came back, I was the 5th rated cornerback. Going into the draft process and never started until my senior year. I was projected to go between the 15th and the 30th pick. I fell to the 55th pick. The Vikings told me people were scared of my knee, but they wasn't, because they had a scout here every week named Roger Jackson. Watched my progression. For some reason, they got on me, and it was the best thing that happened for me. Dennis Green drafted me. And he didn't try to cover my personality. He let me be who I was, even as a rookie. So my days at Florida State was very tough, man. Very tough, physically and mentally. We was here. People don't love this program for what they hear. They love it for what they see on Saturday. But if they would have saw what we were going through Sunday through Saturday, they'll have a greater appreciation for it, a greater appreciation for the history and the past players and the past coaches that helped make this place as great as it is. It's one of the iconic colleges for college football. And it comes because guys like me, guys like you, it's more guys that have given blood, sweat, and tears that never played down in the NFL. It's not all about the NFL players. It's the guys that help keep that foundation rock solid. There is no Hall of Famer without very good players. There are no stars in college without very good teammates. No matter how good their talent is, it's very few guys can be as great as they are in a bad situation.
Yeah.
And so that's the one thing that we did here. We loved each other for real as teammates, even though how hard it was to go through this stuff daily. I'm talking about looking back over it, we had to be borderline crazy to run 4 gassers, 33 seconds after 32 periods, including the ABC, so.
Men were not built to coast. We were built to conquer. T1RX delivers physician-led testosterone therapy and supplements forged for operators. No excuses, no fluff, just results. Make sure to visit T1RX.com and take the edge back. And at checkout, use code Trials of Triumph to get 10% off of your order.
But I would love to get into your time in the NFL after enduring all the adversity, overcoming everything that you overcame in college.
So my first year after leaving here, I called Coach Andrews all the time, my rookie year, like, hey, they don't teach like they do in college, in the pros. So I started talking to him once a week when he had time and stuff like that, just about my fundamentals. He kept telling me, stay on your fundamentals, your technique. So my rookie year, I started out on special teams. Preseason, they had me a nickel cornerback, and the cornerback in front of me broke his toe the second game of the season. I'll never forget it, Frank. We were playing Detroit Lions. So I went in right before halftime, started the second half of the game, and never not started for the next 4 years at the Vikings. So what happened at Florida State, it really prepared me for the NFL, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Like, my career is due to the success, the teaching, the discipline, the structure that I learned at Florida State. Made all rookie. We was 8-8. My first year was tough mentally because we lost more games than my first year in the NFL. We lost my whole time in college. And so it was very, very surreal to me, like losing 2, 3, 4 games in a row. Me and my safety, God bless his soul, Orlando Thomas, he's dead. He had got Lou Gehrig's and he died. We was about to pull over one day on 35 because we just lost the game. We coming back from the airport and he just, what we gonna do tonight? And I just didn't understand it when I first got in the league. Guys partying after losses. I didn't understand it. I told D.A. Derek Alexander was my college teammate. He was the 11th pick for the Vikings that year. I told him, man, pull the call over. I'm tired of OT mouth. Man, we finna settle this. And so after that day, because OT came from a small school, he was a freakish athlete. He came more to understanding why we was the way we was here at Florida State. And then it just took off at the Vikings. Next 3 years in the playoffs, we went 15-1 and lost in the NFC Championship game to the Falcons. And then I became a free agent. But my Viking days, because of Dennis Green, that was the first time I ever played for a black head coach in football. And I'm from the South, all the way from Pop Warner to the NFL. He was the first black head coach I played for. My first defense coordinator was Tony Dungy. And so it was, for me, go lay it on the line every day, every Sunday for them alone. Because I knew back then it was still hard for black coaches to become head coaches. And Tony wanted to be a head coach. So the only way I feel like I can help push the agenda of black coaches was to go out and play hard for them and do my job at a high level, not just for me and my family, but for the people in the locker room, players, for the coaches and the people upstairs. And I always had that mentality about football. Like, what God got for you, can't no man stop. So it shouldn't be a selfish take on life. If you're in the business world or in the sports world, it shouldn't be all about you. Because no matter who you are and what skill set you got, what God has already ordained for you, you will get it. And so I've always been a team player. And it was always my teammates. When my brother got killed, man, my cousins, William Floyd, my teammates nursed me back to health, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Then I get in the NFL, going in my second year. I told you about that kid I had at Florida State my freshman year. I found out at 5 years old, biologically, he was my son. But if I called him right now, he's going to pick up the phone. He's 33 years old. He's going to say, what's up, Dad? I raised him. I took care of him until he was 18 years old. Because my daddy wasn't in my life like that. My daddy saw me play one football game from the time I was 5+ years old till I was 33. And so for all you daddies and all you mothers that are struggling with the relationship of the dad, don't push that dad out. That young man, that little girl, they need their daddy. If y'all can't coexist, don't pin the kids against him or you against her. I know if I can take care of a kid biologically, I found out at 5 years old one mine, I know you dads who have kids should be submitted. So when you see me online, my son, it's first generation teaching. And I became great at something without it being in my life because I didn't want to be what wasn't in my life. So I refused to not interact, not be present, not to try to help my son and my daughter understand what they need to be looking for in a girl or man. I refuse not to be a daddy to chastise them and get on them when they need to. No matter what goes on between me and my wife, my kids are my being of the physical form, and God is my leader. And so my mother had a heart of gold, even though we was living in the project. My neighbors was Jehovah's Witness, so they had a lot of kids. They always borrowed stuff. And I saw that my mother do that all the time, give away stuff we didn't have to give. And it turned me into a giver, a carer, and a teacher. All my lessons in my life, my visual lessons. I have dyslexia, so I'm a very good visual learner. So I learn a lot by watching. I used to have a photogenic memory before all this football. I don't now, though. But I learned by watching and paying attention. And so my second year in the league was one of my hardest years because every day I cried. Because he was a little boy. You know, a man, he got to tell the girl that, but he want that first child to be a boy. And so when I found out, I was just so ecstatic. And I stayed with the girl all the way through college, but after I found out we separated, and I continued to be Corey daddy. And it was the greatest decision I made. Next to having my own blood biological kid, it's the greatest decision I made. He's a father, he's a husband now, and he's doing good at it.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing, for sure. If you don't take anything from this interview, that's real. I want to ask you about your time in Baltimore, being under Coach Billick and being around guys like Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. What were those practices like? Learning from Coach
Billick was our offensive coordinator with the Vikings. That's one of the main reasons I went to the Ravens.
Okay.
So he was our coordinator when we went 15-1, and Billick was my guy. He took care of me at the end of my career. He didn't make me practice every day doing 2 days. But being with Ray and Ed was very young. And Ed was at a crossroad mentally because he came in the league making plays. And there was some tension in the air that wasn't seen that I knew about because I'm cool with Ray like this and I'm cool like Ed like this. And one day me and Ed was in the cold tub and I just told him basically what I told you about what God got for you. And I just showed him and I nurtured him every day for 2 years mentally. And if I called him, he would answer the phone, "What's up, big bro?" Because he played at Miami and I played at Florida State. The respect for these programs was so mutual because there is no Miami without no Florida State.
Yeah.
Florida has us as a rival, but they also have Georgia. And they don't play Miami every year. So this program and the University of Miami program are built because of each other.
We would like to thank Concord Coffee for sponsoring this episode. Fuel your day with Concord Coffee, Florida's favorite local roaster. Whether you're grabbing a freshly brewed cup on the go or savoring a latte crafted by our skilled baristas, Concord Coffee is all about bringing you quality and community in every sip. Visit us at our Lakeland or Gainesville locations. or shop online to get your favorite beans delivered right to your door. Start your day the Concord way, because great coffee isn't just a drink, it's an experience. Concord Coffee, where craft meets community. Make sure to visit concordcoffee.com to learn more.
The rivalry is real, but the brotherhood is real too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I respect my Florida brothers too. I got a lot of good friends from Florida. But the rivalry and the respect is a little bit more for the Miami players. So at Baltimore, me and Ray was competitors in college too. Then when I went to that conference with the Browns, I played against the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fierce because Baltimore left Cleveland. And so those fans at Cleveland can't stand Baltimore. They couldn't stand the owner, Art Modell, God bless his soul. But the NFL is all business. And the way the Browns let me go, it really pissed me off. So I took a huge pay cut to stay there. And they still cut me after my best stat year as a pro. They still released me after taking almost a $3 million pay cut, which was unheard of back then. But then it was done by a Miami coach, Butch Davis. But I have no regrets for my journey. So Ed was a guy I took up under my wing, and we became great teammates, great brothers still to this day. And it worked out just like I told him it would. Because, Ray, shadow of the Ravens team and organization is so big. It's still big to this day. And Ray and Ed was trying to create his lane. And eventually he did. That's why both of them Hall of Famers.
While you were in the league, did you ever have receivers that y'all would match up against you? Like, yo, I got to really be on point in this game.
You got to be on point with every one of them.
Are there any ones that stand out for you?
Everyone. People ask me all the time, who's the greatest receiver you play against? I just tell them, to get out the question is my practice. I had Cris Carter, Randy Moss, and Jake Reed at practice every day at the Vikings. I didn't have another set of receivers like that my next 6 years in the league, but those practices were harder than games. I had a great mentor in John Randall, the D tackle at the Vikings. So honestly, I say all NFL receivers was good. But the ones that got them gold jackets, they was different. But you ain't gonna go find no tape where they beat me to death in no NFL. None of them.
Yeah.
So ain't no need for me saying who's the best. I just believe this right here. If you're in the NFL, you're amongst the best. So all of them good to me.
Yes, sir. You talk a lot about your relationship with Deion. I know y'all real close. Did y'all connect before in the league?
Yeah, way before.
Okay.
Deion used to come back here in the summertime. Then it worked out. We had the same agent. I can't tell. I just went and saw Deion last week. 2 weeks ago. I drove to Texas to see him. Deion he's not a friend. He's a brother. He's a big brother that I never had. When I can't tell you to this day why he really took a liking to me. I was a high school kid chasing his dream. But when I realized, and I got here and I started watching film of Deion, I realized we was two different type cornerbacks. That's why we never separated, because I never tried to be like him. I found my lane. I was more like a Rod Woodson type cornerback. James Hastings, big guys, that's physical. And so my relationship with Deion, it forged till I think I was 19 or 20 when I met Deion. I'm 54 now. And it's been when we text this morning, I sent him a video, encourage him, let him know I'm praying for him. But man, you talking about a brother that's a friend that sticks closer than a brother, he's been that to me. That's biblical. I've been in some legal situations. He's been in the courtroom with me. I've had some issues that happened. He stood by me. Good, bad, and different, just like I have done with him. And nothing, it won't change. I think he has a reputation for being arrogant and cocky, but people don't know his heart. People don't really know that he's very confident. You don't go as far as he's been in life, not even guys like me. We're not arrogant, we're not cocky, and I'm nowhere near the public figure Deion is.
That's what kind of bother me, people on the outside looking in that don't understand what it takes to get to this level. you can't make it to the top if you ain't confident in what you
If
do.
you don't have no confidence, just like my son, people might think I'm arrogant, cocky. I just believe in my son because I know the work and I definitely know the talent. We're very confident people. But this school that we played at, it breeds that.
Yeah.
Like you can't walk around with this logo and them letters on your chest and not be confident because everybody want to beat you. Everybody tell you, I wish I would have went to Florida State. Everybody want to be like you. So how do we not be confident in what we know works? Why wouldn't we be confident when we have put in the work to make the plays? And so he gets a bad rap. The man has a heart of gold. The man has helped so many people, so many kids, so many other things. But because he shows a lot, but his life, he shows very little of his heart.
What was it that made, once your career was over with, what made you want to get back into coaching and impacting the next generation?
Man, I was home depressed. After playing football from the time I was 5.5 to 33 years old, I found myself in a deep depression. Not having a locker room for all you ex-players, let me talk directly to y'all. If you're in your first year out or your 10th year out, you have to get over that depression stage. If you got to go get help, go get it. But you can't sit in that house and rot away. I was sitting at home. It was almost a year and a half. I didn't really come out the door, do much. I just stayed around my house. And it was like Tuesday night, I got up and went down to Messer Park, right down here. That's where I used to play football at. My coach used to come get me and take me to the games. It was September, so it was getting cold in Tallahassee. I put on a hoodie. I was living right down there at the time. I drove down there, put on my hoodie, and went and sat up in the stands and just watched little kids. 6-year-old, 7-year-old kids play football. And it was like a light went off. Go volunteer. I went and volunteered at my high school. And that's how I got back involved with football. I was sitting, letting myself go. And I went back to where it all started at. And it sparked something in me again. Football saved me twice. As a player, then it saved me post-career. And that's how I got into coaching. And then once I realized through coaching, I can make a real impact. Because when you're a player, man, you don't think about being no damn coach.
Yeah, no.
Like, who the hell want to sit around here all day long and be hustle and bustle behind kids? But when I got into it, and then I became a high school head coach where I had total control to really impact the outcome, I was born to be a footballer, a lifer. That's all I can say.
Every year I see ESPN repost the viral video of you in the rain. What went into that moment, that day with your players?
Honestly, man, I didn't even know my boy was recording the video. He put it on his Facebook page, and a local DJ here got it, put it on his page, and it just went crazy. And my followers just shot up through the roof on my IG. Like, I'm post-career. I got more followers than guys that's playing and guys that's not playing. And I don't even try. It's all because of that video. But that video was raw and real. That was the exact apartment I grew up in. And so it happened because we went to a 7-on-7. We didn't perform good, and I told the bus driver, follow me. I'm going to my old neighborhood. My kids worked hard in the summer. I punished kids. My program foundation is built from Florida State model, from when we played. I haven't been a coach up on the mic, so when I leave, I'll take some of this stuff too, if I go back into coaching. But fundamentally, the programs that I ran, they was built like Florida State model. So we ran, we lift weights, we jumped, we exploded, and we got out there hard in practices. But that day, they didn't perform the way I thought they should have. So I rolled through the neighborhood. Because kids whine, they don't even know why they whining, man. They don't even know why they complain. They just complain because it's a normal thing to do because everybody does it. And so I made them get off the bus. It was not even raining.
Hey.
The rain just came down out of nowhere like that. And Hollywood couldn't script that. I couldn't.
Yes.
And next thing you know, I'm talking to them in the rain, my boy recording, and they go viral.
That's crazy.
It was not playing at all. And that's the truth.
Yeah. What does it mean to you now to be back at Florida State University?
So the role I'm in, I'm the director of player relations here. I deal with all the guys on our roster, so I'm a good cop, bad cop, to be honest. Make a long story short, I run behind these kids, I move kids in, I go check classrooms, I go to academic meetings and stuff like that. I'm trying to help them process and this journey without stepping in all the potholes. You're gonna have to step in some potholes to learn. Mm-hmm. But I'm just trying to make them step in less potholes in life and on this football journey. So it's what I am a big certified counselor without being a counselor. And they want to go. We used to have a saying at family when I coached there, going there can't tell been there nothing. Going there can't tell been there nothing. I've been there, they trying to go there. So, and this job that I have, it's just my calling. This is not a job, this is my calling. Calling to change tomorrow's trajectory, tomorrow's future before I leave this earth.
Amen. Man, shoot up. We weren't gonna keep you too long, but I appreciate you.
Man, I want to say something to athletes. Y'all chop this up and put it in the video somewhere.
Okay.
So listen, if you go Google me and put in gambling case, put in home invasion. So to all you athletes, to all you inspiring rappers, I'm gonna say this to y'all. Athletes mainly. When you make it to the pinnacle, it's not the time to try to be like you're a thug. It's okay to buy your jewelry. It's okay to buy your car. Not cars, buy your car, get your truck. But I see a lot of athletes that have a lot of influence, but what you post, what you put out, it sends a bad message to our youth of tomorrow. A lot of our kids are confused in the Black community because of the music that they hear. Music is very powerful. It's a spirit. Mm. Babies are made on sexual music. Feel good. Rap music talks about violence and killing and all that stuff. But you athletes, you have a platform. From college to the pros, you have a platform to make an impact. So even if you don't want to go in coaching, use your platform to make an impact that's positive. Don't go buy these cars and ride 1,000 miles an hour, kill yourself and kill other people. Your body's your temple. What you put in it is what you're gonna get out of it. I've never had a smoke, never had a drink in my life. I've been to some of the best parties from the hood to Hollywood. You don't have to do that. I'm begging you and pleading with you, because we had a saying, going there can't tell been there nothing. But now that you're there, don't go back. Because society today has changed. Let her no be her no and her yes be her yes. But use your platform, because when it's over, you're looking at two guys. We know what it is to have those cleats. They gonna go on that hook to never come down and be able to play again. So play as long as you can and make sure you take care of your name. Because the Bible says a name is worth more than silver and gold. That's biblical. And I ain't telling you to go out and give away your money, do all the stuff, but be careful the vision you're pushing down for our tomorrow, the future stars. Thank you, Freddie.
Amen. Appreciate
it, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.